an OJ glove, and a glass. And you don't necessarily need the glove to fit your hand, you just need it to fit whatever meat you're going to be sticking inside of it. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to set that glove inside the glass, and just like that, yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. Then you're going to go and get yourself some fresh ground piggy meat, and you're going to get about a half pound of that. And then you're also going to want about a half pound of ground beef. Almost. There you go. Now we're going to put them together in a bowl. And then we're going to start putting our seasonings in that so it doesn't taste like trash. And you're going to be putting some wheat ashes in there. Some Spirit Protector, black like my soul pepper. Some dried ogre bits. Some dried vampire repellent and wood piss. And some cremated coriander and chili powder and some barbecue sauce. I like to use just a little bit of the barbecue sauce that I'm going to be using on the meat that I'm cooking, whether it's meatloaf or hamburgers or whatever. Mixy, mixy, mix, mix, mix. Ah, shit, I forgot I need to sacrifice an embryo. Good thing is that you only need its essence and not its soul. Oh. Bloop, bloop, bloop. There we go, just like that. Just save its soul. You don't need it. And go back to mixing that shit up. Doop, 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 doop. Mix, 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 mix. You get the point. And then we're going to be just kind of smushing it inside of this glove. It got very awkward after a couple minutes of doing it. I'm sure you guys can use your imagination with this. But yeah, just show you a little bit more. Anyway, so once you get that in there, I kind of used my hand to like push it down into the fingers, and then just started squishing it in there and just making sure that I got as much in there as I could. And squish, squish, ta-da! And then I just kind of sealed the end the best I could. I couldn't really tie it, so I used a sandwich wrapper. Ah, fuck you. Spirit fingers. And then I put it in the freezer. I just let it freeze for a couple of hours till it was like pretty solid. And then I let it sit for a minute just so it'd be easier to kind of peel the glove away from the meat. I don't know if I said this in the beginning, but make sure this is a food grade glove. Like, you don't want to use anything that has powder or anything in it. And then, yeah. And then with the fingers, I tried to be a little careful. One of the ends of the fingertips, like, really got defrosted, so I had to be very careful with it. Ta-da! And that's what it looks like. It kind of looks like a hand. So now I need to make claws. I have my oven going at 350 right now. It's preheating. So in order to make these little, like Freddy finger knife claw things, I decided to use some tin foil. And it was kind of thin doing it on the first one, so then I was like, well, if I just keep folding it, kind of like we used to do those paper fans when we were little, maybe if I did that a couple of times, it'd be a little more sturdy. So I think I folded this about 3 or 4 times. It made about 4, little layers in there. And I didn't have any kitchen scissors on hand, and I didn't really want to, like, if you use kitchen scissors, it's going to dull them anyway. I probably should use a cutting board rather than, doing that straight on my freaking counter. I didn't do any damage, but still, if I would have pushed really hard, I'm sure it would have. And then looking over at the hand, I realized that these were really fucking long, so I went ahead and just folded it in 2, and then cut it again, so that way I can use it for 2 fingers. And I just had 2 of them done. So now, obviously we have 5, well, most of us have 5 fingers. So I need 5 of these. So I'm just going to keep cutting them up. There we go. Okay, now I got them all done. I have 6, so 1 obviously I'm not going to use. Now this is like the tips of the fingers are like pretty softened by now. Well, I hoped at the time that they were softened enough while the oven was going. That's my favorite barbecue sauce. I'm actually using Kinder's roasted garlic barbecue sauce. I fucking love Kinder brand. Because I love to barbecue, so I have a lot of barbecue sauce on hand. They make other sauce too, but anyway. Yeah, I did a couple layers of the barbecue sauce and made sure I got in between the fingers, and now I'm going to be putting on the little claws. So that was the one that was very defrosted when I was trying to take it out of the glove. So that one was a little easy, but not, because you still got, whole little chunks in there you got to try to dig through. So I ended up using my paring knife just to make little slits in the tips, and then kind of formed the meat back around the little blade a little bit so it would hold it in place while it's cooking, because meat does shrink up. And then you put them in, and then of course you got to straighten them back out. And that's what it looks like. I think I did an okay job so far, but now we got to get this in the oven and see what happens. Ta-da! Yeah, I could have used a little less embryo essence on that, but it's okay. So now I'm going to make some toast. I think I wasted about a half a fucking loaf of bread. And then we're going to make some sauce. Use some mayonnaise. Again, I'm using more of that barbecue sauce. Just a little bit, not a lot, but just enough to give that mayo some flavor. And then I put in a little bit of sriracha just to give it a little bit of heat, to add to that nice roasted garlic, because that mayonnaise it's really going to mellow out that barbecue sauce and, the hot sauce too. So you mix it from pretty to shitty. All nice and marbly like. And you just keep mixing it up till it looks like vomit. Like that. Like vomit. That's attractive. Then you put it on your bread. And that's what she looks like. That's a barbecued Freddy Cougar hand sandwich. And you kind of see it's all like kind of smoky. That bitch was hot, but it was delicious. And so thank you guys on Patreon for suggesting this one. I will see you guys next time.